The kingdom of Umzali shimmered under the setting sun, its golden palace standing tall like a testament to its power. Inside its grand halls, Nia, the chosen bride of Prince Jabari, stood before a towering mirror, her hands trembling against the smooth fabric of her wedding robe. The rich gold embroidery gleamed in the dim light, but her reflection was marred by fear. Outside, the kingdom celebrated, drums beating, voices lifted in joy. But within the palace walls, a storm brewed. The heavy wooden doors swung open with force, and Queen Mother Nzinga entered, her regal form draped in layers of deep red and gold. Her eyes, sharp as a falcon's, raked over Nia's pale face. "You are restless," the queen said, stepping closer. "Something stirs within you." Nia's grip on her stomach tightened, a cold dread spreading through her bones. She lowered her gaze, but the queen was not a woman easily deceived. Nzinga's voice hardened. "Look at me, child." Nia obeyed, but before she could speak,
a deafening crack of thunder rattled the palace. The torches flickered violently. And in that moment, the truth she had fought so desperately to hide threatened to break free. The temple was filled with the scent of burning herbs, its high ceilings adorned with ancient symbols of protection. Elder Kofi, the most revered shaman of Umzali, stood before Nia, his wrinkled hands raised in prayer. Prince Jabari, his expression unreadable, watched from the side, while the queen stood rigid as stone. The ritual began. Kofi's voice echoed through the temple, calling upon the spirits to bless the union. But as his hands hovered over Nia's head, he suddenly froze. His breath hitched, his body trembling. A sharp gasp escaped him as his eyes rolled back into his head. The flames in the temple's central fire pit roared wildly. The ground beneath them trembled. The people gasped as the shaman staggered back, pointing a shaking finger at Nia. His voice, once steady and commanding, now wavered with dread. "This child," he whispered, his face stricken with horror. "This child does not belong to the prince." A stunned silence fell over the temple. Jabari's expression turned to stone. "What did you say?" The queen's lips curled in rage as she stepped forward. "Nia," she said coldly, "whose child do you carry?" Tears welled in Nia's eyes as she fell to her knees. The moment she had feared had arrived. Her secret was out. The night was alive with the sounds of the wild, the wind whispering through the trees as Nia stood in a hidden grove, her heart racing. Before her stood Kai, the warrior she had loved before she had been chosen for the prince. His strong arms pulled her close, his warmth chasing away her fear. His deep, dark eyes searched hers. "No kingdom, no ruler, no law can tell my heart who to love," he whispered. Her hands trembled as she touched his face, memorizing every scar, every line. "But I belong to another now," she said, voice breaking. Kai clenched his jaw, his grip tightening. "Do you love him?" Silence. Then, she shook her head. And under the moonlight, their love burned once more. The palace doors swung open with force, and Kai stepped inside. He was taller than the guards who surrounded him, his scarred face unreadable. His tribal armor, rugged and worn from battle, only made him look more formidable. A lion-tooth necklace rested against his chest, a symbol of his warrior spirit. Prince Jabari rose from his throne, his fists clenched. The queen's eyes flared with fury. "You dare show your face here?" Jabari growled. Kai's voice was steady, unwavering. "I come for the truth." Gasps rippled through the court. The guards raised their spears, but Kai did not flinch. "This woman was never yours to claim," he said, his gaze locked onto the prince. "She loved me long before you did." Jabari's face twisted in rage. "Then she will share your fate." The guards surged forward. But before a single blade could be drawn, a thunderous roar shook the palace. The spirits had awakened. The kingdom gathered in the central square, the air thick with fear. The sky had darkened unnaturally, the once bright sun swallowed by an eerie gloom. Elder Kofi stood at the temple steps, his staff raised high, his voice trembling as he called upon the ancestors. "Spirits of Umzali, hear us. What is the fate of these lovers?" The wind howled. The torches flickered wildly. Then, a deep, unearthly voice rumbled from the sky. The kingdom is tainted by lies and cruelty, the spirits declared. If it does not change, it will fall. A black shadow erupted from the temple, a monstrous figure with glowing red eyes, a spirit of vengeance. The people screamed as the ground cracked beneath them. Kai stood tall. "This is the consequence of your greed," he said to the prince. The queen, now pale with fear, turned to Elder Kofi. "How do we stop this?" The elder's voice was grave. "Only truth and honor can cleanse the kingdom." Golden light broke through the darkness as the sun began to rise once more. In the palace courtyard, Nia stood before the people, her hand steady, her voice clear. "I will not run. I will not hide. My truth is my strength." The prince, his pride shattered, bowed his head. "I was blinded by anger," he admitted. "I see now that love is not about possession." The queen, once hardened by tradition, stepped forward. "Let it be known, no woman shall be forced into a marriage against her will ever again." The kingdom roared in approval. Kai took Nia's hand, his expression full of pride. "Together, we will forge a new path." And years later, their child, the very child who had once been condemned, would rise to unite the warring kingdoms, proving that love, truth, and honor were the greatest powers. An old man sat by the fire, children gathered around him, their eyes wide with wonder. "And so, my children," the elder said, "deception and greed will always lead to ruin. But love, courage, and truth? They can change the course of history." The flames crackled, sending sparks into the night. And somewhere, beneath the vast African sky, the spirits of the ancestors watched, whispering their eternal wisdom to those who would listen.